My God, oh my gosh, y'all. I gotta show you the sky after the storm. So cool. Look at that! Isn't that amazing? That is, to me, it's just so cool. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna finish doing what I was doing earlier. I wish I could I'm gonna have to find a way to keep the backdrop in there. I'm gonna have to go sideways. What's up, y'all? Welcome in. Oh, y'all can't be in it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so cool. Maybe if I get farther down and just talk louder. No, it always goes out. I hate that. Okay. I'm just gonna do it this way. Let me just get up closer though so you can hear me. Wow. Wow. Very cool. So I'm going to do some cards for those on my frequency. Y'all, I can't get the video or it goes away. Okay. So cool, so cool. What may fall? Friday night messages. Friday night messages. First of all, let's appreciate the fact that this is what happened. This came after thunder, after pouring down rain, like drenching rain. Thunder, my dog was scared, lightning. You know, all the things that make you go, whoa, whoa, what's going on with all the things that make you go like, whoa, what's going on? Like you're naturally alerted. I don't know. The wind was blowing my hair earlier. It's not now though. You ever hear those phrases like, the one that don't throw me to the wolves, I'll come back leading the pack. Understand that that's raven energy, that ravens and wolves work together in nature. They call to each other. The ravens will call, the wolves will call, they will call to each other. The wolves will call to the ravens after they get done feasting on something, and they will call to the ravens, and the ravens come and they pick it clean. Nature calls to nature, and you need to find out in nature what you're connected with, where you fit. And the ravens will call to the wolves if they see something. You know, the wolves will come. They will come, and they call to each other. So when you see that, hear that you see that quote that says, "Don't throw me to the wolves. I will come back leading the pack." That's raven energy. My parents live in Raven Den Springs. Yeah. So think about that. Think about what there's many animals that are unlikely pairs work together in nature. Find out who turtles work with. Find out the unlikely pairings in nature that work together, and then you can see the pattern. And then maybe you can recognize within yourself that if you have a lot of this is why opposites attract. Also has to do with molecules, but you know, whatever. I won't go there. I won't go physics tonight. I naturally, I'm not saying this because lots of people who talk about heavenly things are people who are searching for a savior, people who are generationally indoctrinated. And I'm not saying that to hurt your feelings. I'm saying that because it's the truth. They don't have a true sacred hearts. They have some people get caught on the hermetic look up hermetic quantum hermetics, hermetica. I meant to say the hedonic treadmill of performance, and it's not their fault. And see, so we've been taught all these years, you know, and especially it's passed down to the generations that, you know, being polite is being respectful, and, you know, just allowing tolerance is basically tolerance is being respectful. And I understand that, but there's a harmony and a balance within respecting yourself and being respectful, and we have to respect ourselves first. Okay. Like I have a lot of, when I say this, I'm not saying it out of a place of performance. I'm not saying it out of a place of needing acceptance. I'm saying it because I'm 47 years old, and I've been carrying a lot of what I'm saying inside of me since I was probably 2 or 3, when I recognized it. My earliest memories are my mother potty training me. I have a very elephant memory. And so, a lot of things naturally in me are naturally in me are things that people seek in places where they speak about heaven and things like that, and they seek to find, and that's beautiful. That is beautiful. But I find myself that the places where I am, what are naturally in me, which is like a lot of Sacred Heart shit. I've got compassion, you know. I'm also pretty fierce, but it took me meeting my counterpart in nature, which is not nice, which is not heavenly, and respecting it and sitting down at the table and listening to it and learning and removing myself from being a teacher and seeing that I was a student. Okay. And I'll let that be like. So understand, like, if you're up against, if you have a challenge, you've constantly got a challenge in your life. Iron sharpens iron. Look up that. It's a scripture. And it's also just true. You know, you ever think about them, like if you ever have an older gentleman in your life, in your family, or a friend or someone, and you ever see while they're speaking or having a conversation, get out their knife and start sharpening it. Every night. Every day on a stone, and still be able to speak. You see, the old traditions have been we're not seeing anymore, but that's what, you know, sharpening your blade while listening. They can listen in a conversation to everything someone's saying and sharpen a knife at the same time. And I'm saying to you, that's what maybe you flip your perspective and maybe whatever you just got from that, whatever, do what you need, whatever with it. Okay, so I'm going to I will not put limits on my energy. Friday night reading for those on my frequency. My friends, my family, my loved ones, my children, I love you. There's this kid that works here. He's only like, I've stayed at this hotel for like a week and a half now. And he's only like 18. He's my daughter's age. He's young. And he said, please, I said, if you hear me back here talking to myself, like his name is Grayson. He looks like he's got beautiful blue eyes like an angel. He's a cool kid. And he said, I said, if you hear me back, we're talking to myself. I'm making a video. He's like, who are you making a video for? I was like, my friends and my family. He said, you got friends? I started laughing. He was like, I'm just kidding. I was like, no, you're not. No, I don't. I am very selective with who I call friend, and who I call friend are people I highly respect. Genuine love, and they have genuine love for me, and they're not like, I only have like one or two who are maybe one or two who are maybe like me. The rest were quite different. Let's go. Messages for us: Friday night reading, storm after the cloud, raven wolf energy, harmony in nature, harmony with what we're up against, unity. Let's go. I'm thinking the symbols tonight. I'm thinking that my symbols will be a world, raven, wolf, storm, lightning, thunder. The song, the message that goes with this is lightning crashes. Oh, I feel it coming back again, like a roll of thunder chasing the wind. I don't remember the rest. Sent to love the earth. I can feel it coming back again. Feel it coming back again. Remember. Oh, that's a great song. Lightning crashes and no mother cries. Her placenta falls to the floor. I'll read them at the end. The confusion, know what to say. The confusion sets in before the doctor can even close the door. Like a roll of thunder chasing the wind. Sent to love you. I can feel it. 19, what was that song? What year did that song come out? Somebody let me know. Amazing. I think that song could be about the birth of the indigo child and the crystal child, the earth angel and the earthly saint in this world. And maybe a remembrance at birth that you forgot. I think it could be a birth of the Mother Earth. Genesis. There's many perspectives or it could be about what it's literally saying about. I challenge you today to find many meanings in the things that you value. Principle and virtue. Do not gain the principle without gaining the virtue. Oh, I got that song stuck in my head now. Feel it coming back again, like a roll, because it was really thundering out here, like a roll of thunder chasing the wind. Okay. I can feel it. It's a great song. Blast that one. It's no good unless it's blasted. I try to tell people this. There's certain songs that you don't need to have your first experience listening to them. Confirmation. Your first experience listening to them needs to be all the way up. Because people, when they've never heard a song before, or it's new to them, or haven't heard it in a while, you want to wait and then catch that feeling and turn it all the way. But some songs deserve, see the lights to me, deserve to be turned up. That's confirmation all the way up in the beginning. And trust me on this, Lightning Crashes by Live, the band Live, Live. It's a 90s band. The name of the song is Lightning Crashes. It needs to be turned up at max volume. This first time you listen to it. Another one that needs to be turned up at max volume the first time you listen to it is Metallica, Unforgiven. Nobody wants to trust me on that. You know, trust sometimes. You know, and who it's not for, and who doesn't, and who's around you, and who doesn't resonate for, do it alone. Because who it's not resonated for, it'll be noise. It'll be oh, that's too loud. That's that hesitation, that fear. But have no fear. I mean, you know, healthy fear for survival, but fear over simple things that we shouldn't, over pleasing other people. Oh, sometimes you got to get along. You got to get along sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I heard 9's the way out. Let's go. There's no, I was gonna say what's on the bottom, what's on the front, but they're both this way. What's on the bottom of this? Huge shift in your favor. All right, let me keep closer. Huge shift in your favor. Maybe there's a huge shift right now in your mindset. Maybe there, you know, a huge shift in the timeline, a huge shift in finances, a huge shift in whatever the huge shift is. It's in your favor. Closing cycles. The liberation of your soul and all the bullshit. The 8 of Wands, cobra opal stone. But I drew this, but I drew the cobra in the symbol of an 8, like an infinity. The infinity symbol. There's a snake in your garden. There's a snake in my boot. Cobra opal stone. Cobra opal stone. Cobra opal stone. There's an opal that grows on the back of a cobra's. Look it up. And people like the eastern side of the world believe that there's protective nature about that stone. There's jewelry you can buy of it. I just saw a raindrop hit the ground from beside this pine tree. You're sitting on a pine root, by the way. But almost like I saw it in slow motion. That was very cool. Okay, this says Mayan long count calendar. In the Mayan long count calendar, you know, remember back whenever, like, I can't remember what year it was, they were like, oh, all the internet's gonna crash, and I forgot what it was called, it had a name to it, you know, everything's gonna go berserk, everything's gonna go out because of the Mayan calendar and what it had predicted. So, Mayan long count calendar. One day equals one kin, K-I-N, or sun, S-U-N, or flower. One day equals one kin, or sun, or flower. That's all I'm going to have on this one. And then 13 Bactans and the Mayan long count calendar equal an age of the sun. An age of the sun is 1,870 days. I don't know if it's coming in clear or not. I feel like it's not. You might have to brighten it, but there you go. If you want to screenshot it. Massive pivot point. Wild card. I don't know why I wrote this. It doesn't have significant meaning. So it reminds me of the song, ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Hard to something, you know, love you like a child, girl. Ooh, baby, but that's a song message from a passed on loved one to someone. I love you like, baby, it's a wild world. Look it up. There is power in your palms. There's power in your palms, healing prayers, clapping hands, healing laying of hands, Reiki healing, hand dancing, hand gestures. There is power in your palms. There's power in your palms. Do you have an M in your palms? There's power in your palms. My mother-in-law recently told me that because I don't know, she was telling me about something about hamburger meat. She said if you want to know, if you're worried about if hamburger meat is gonna is good or not, she's like to touch it, to touch it with your hands, and then with your dry hands, just after touching it, take them and rub them together, and then smell, and then that you will know then. Because her and my father-in-law told me that they heard that somewhere, so I feel like I should pass that on. You can power in your palms. There's power in your palms. The immutable ways of fortune. 1111, central heart, lion, archangel, seeing light beings and sky phenomena. Okay. And that is it, except for I'm going to... Is that it? I'm going to read... I'm going to just read the back of this book. This is The Tao of Pooh by Benjamin Hoff. The Tao of Pooh. Look up what Tao means. I love this book. I got it from my public library. Utilize your libraries. My mother told me one time that I was like, Mom, what would you have been if you wanted to do anything? She was like, I would have been a librarian. And I thought that was so interesting. And she was like, but it takes like a librarian, like it takes years and years of like college. And I thought that is so interesting. Like to be a librarian. Can you imagine being a librarian at a huge can you imagine having access to the scrolls of the Vatican or something, or gosh, thinking about there's a library in Britain that is crazy. There's a library in the United States, I can't remember where at. It's just look up all the great libraries of the world tonight. That could be something very interesting for you to do. I'm going to do that. Look up what Tao means. I love books from the library, like an old library. I love the smell of old books. I love the way they feel in my hands. Don't lose the old school ways and because there's something about opening up a book and reading it. Understand this: when you look at things with lights and sound, like how we look on a screen, your mind is patterning. Your mind almost automatically takes it in as input before you have a chance to critically think about it and whether you want to or not. Because that's just kind of how the brain works and patterns things. So there's something very sacred, I believe, about opening a book. Read tonight, even if it's just two sentences. Read something from a book nearby you tonight. My foot's asleep. The Tao of Pooh. Look up what Tao means. The Tao of Pooh. Do you see the kite with the yin and the yang in the thing? Look up what yin and yang mean. Look up what a kite symbol means in a natal birth chart. Look up your natal birth chart on cafeastrology.com. You can't miss it. Cafe. CAFE astrology.com. You can go to a natal chart and put your birth date and the time you were born in, and look up your natal chart. Some people have formed interesting shapes with the aspects. Like some people have a kite, which means something. Some people have stellariums. Some people have. I heard that Tom Cruise has his is a perfect pentagram. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that. Look up those things mean. Mine has a squish. Mine looks like a star that's squished. And I thought that was so cool. I've looked at people I've known and like loved ones, and 3 perfect triangles. Perfect. I'm thinking, oh wow. I knew you were special, but oh wow. So look up what a kite means in your natal chart, and look up your natal chart if you have not. So I'm going to read the back of this, and I'm going to be quick and be done. The Tao of Pooh, in which it is revealed that one of Pooh's let me back up. Blah, blah, blah. Rewind. The Tao of Pooh, in which it is revealed. My foot is asleep. Hold on. My foot is totally asleep. I've got on one of my son Dylan's Ralph Lauren socks I stole from him, and I stole one of my son Zane's other red sock that's a knee sock, and I wear them together. And now I've got on one of my daughter Blair. I've got on my son Dylan's red sock. I got my daughter Blair's. What does this say? She was ours when she was little. Dobie is free. Is that what that says? Dobie is free. Is that a Lord of the Rings sock? Or Dobby. Dobby is free. Who's Dobby? I don't know. Ears itching. That's intuition kicking in. The Tao of Pooh. The Tao of Pooh. The Tao of Pooh, in which it is revealed that one of the world's great Taoist masters is not Chinese, or a venerable philosopher, but it is in fact none other than the simple bear created by A.A. Milne, Winnie the Pooh. While Eeyore frets, and Piglet hesitates, and Rabbit calculates, and Owl pontificates, Pooh just is. And that is his clue to the secret wisdom of the Taoist. I'm thinking about like Bruce Lee right now. He's got that, if you haven't ever heard it, you got to hear it. It's Bruce Lee where he says, be water, my friend. Be water. Look that up. Okay, I love y'all. I'm going to show you the sky as I go in. I'm about to put that in my hair, but it goes in my cards. It's just a habit. Isn't that weird? Flip-flops and socks, baby. Don't forget. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Do not forget the song message. Look at that. That looks like something I would see if I was traveling in a semi in like New Mexico or whatever. That is so cool. Karate Kid. Maybe watch that movie. Very pretty. Don't forget the song messages that go with this. Write them down. I have to write things down because I forget. They are I got ADHD. Give me a minute. Lightning Crashes by the band Live, L-I-V-E. It's a 90s band. Oh Baby Baby It's a Wild World. That's a message from a loved one or dear one or friend that's passed on. I don't know why I said that, but I said it, and I speak the truth. So I trust my I trust my readings. I trust my messages. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, because I hold those things very sacred. Very. The wolf, the raven. Find out what who turtles work with in nature. Find out unlikely pairs in nature that work together that you did not know before. And the movie message that will go along with this for Friday night is Robert De Niro and Robin Williams in a very old movie called Awakenings. First time I watched that movie, I was like, whoa, I didn't know this existed. Robin Williams, Robert De Niro, the movie is called Awakenings. Lightning Crashes, Live. Oh Baby Baby It's a Wild World, and The Raven and the Wolf. Awakenings. Watch that movie. Love y'all.